Follow the money.
That's what I always say. You always follow the money.
Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Welcome in. Follow the Money is brought to you by ProfitX. Sign up today, make your first purchase, and earn a bonus up to $100 in bonus cash. Download the ProfitX app and use the code VSiNMM. So we're on the air until 7 o'clock Eastern, as we are every day, Monday through Friday. In the final hour of today's show, really hardcore college basketball in the title game, we're going to have Mike DeCourcy, who calls it quits after tonight, retiring after 30 years with the Sporting News. Live from Indy. Dallin Cuff's going to be on the program. Tim Murray's going to be on the show as well. Tim Murray is hosting VSiN Primetime tonight with Matt Youmans. And I will tell you, if you watched any of the coverage on Saturday, please stay here on VSiN before the game with Tim and Matt, because they're going to give you the no fluff, the what you need to know about the game. They'll break it down from a player perspective, coaching, best bets to give out. What was on the broadcast on Saturday was one of the biggest disservices I've ever seen to consumers of that sport in this country, or any sport for that matter.
I don't understand why they've done this all tournament long.
It does. I have one theory on it, but go ahead.
Halftime, playing carnival games, trying to knock down the milk bottle, the Naismith bit, the talking basketball. Mike Palm did it on You Cannot Be Serious on Wednesday. And who wanted a Chainsmokers concert between the games?
That was an hour between games.
Yeah, and people are already pissed off because it's a 9 o'clock tip tonight on the East Coast.
Well, they actually bumped it up. It used to be like 9:25.
You're right. It used to be later. But that was just, you're telling me these guys can't do 5 minutes on the game?
I'm convinced, Paul, that's what it is.
You think so?
They're incapable of talking about the game because they cover the NBA, and they don't know.
Well, you got Burrow there, though. There's 9 guys there, though.
Clark Kellogg is probably by far and away the best guy to talk. What do you think he even thinks about this stuff? He's in the back of his mind. He's got to be like, "What is this?
You can
crap?"
tell. He's disgusted.
He is.
What are we doing?
And I love Will Forte. I think he's great. Some of the shows he's been in. Who wanted that as Dr. Naismith before with 9 guys on the dais?
I'm telling you.
Who comes up with the idea and thinks this is what the country wants before the game? It was a complete joke what they were doing. But I think it's because any of those people up there, for the most part, not Clark Kellogg, they don't cover college basketball. And then Barkley with it's the Arizona Invitational.
Oh, boy.
And what was the other one? He loved Illinois.
Illinois is going to blow out UConn. So, I think Max Hoffmeyer's onto something where watch and get involved in play to see what the pace is going to be like, because it makes sense UConn if it's going to be slower pace. But the other thing is just watch the pregame and see what Barkley says. Arizona Invitational down 30, and Illinois is going to blow out UConn.
Right.
So that's something to watch. I hope he doesn't say Michigan in a blowout.
All right. So here are some numbers that you need to know with Hurley. You probably know some of them, but I mean, I don't know which one's better, like I said before the break. Since 2023 in the tournament, UConn is 18-1 ATS. If you go back to 2009 in the tournament specifically now, the Huskies are 34-7 ATS. Hurley is 11-0 ATS in the Sweet 16 or later, 15-0 ATS round of 32 or later. And again, the last 4 years, Dan Hurley and UConn, 8-1 straight up, 9-0 ATS with less than 2 days rest in the tournament, covering by almost 11 points per game. As good as it gets.
That's all you have to say. I have no problem with it. This guy's trying to win his 3rd title in 4 years, the 18-1 run. I'll take the points. It's Hurley. And, Will Hill with the Mahomes comparison, certainly before the Super Bowl loss to the Eagles. I think that's spot on. Mm-hmm. And you're also fading the Big Ten, that they haven't done this since 2000 and 0-8 when they have a chance. And the other thing, we keep asking it, but it hasn't happened. What if the threes don't fall for Michigan? What, they keep knocking down threes at a ridiculous rate, and they're like the great Warriors teams with Durant and Curry, where the big run's coming, and it's just hold on for dear life. Oh, this game's over. There it is. All of a sudden, it's a 7-point game, and they're up 20, and it's another blowout. So they were down at half against Bama, no problem, blow it out. It was close for a while against St. Louis. They were up 4 at halftime against Howard. Tennessee, they didn't even mess around. And then they got 10-1 against Arizona. Arizona cuts it, to 5? And next thing you know, this thing put the baby to bed.
I'm trying to think. Arizona had 2 losses on the entire year.
Yeah.
They played everybody in the world. They were the best conference in college basketball. They just blew out Purdue by 15. They absolutely throttled Arkansas from the tip. And they had no chance in the game.
No chance. And Lyndon Borg's in foul trouble, and he's hurt.
He doesn't even play.
And Kudo didn't shoot the ball well. I mean, it's crazy.
Now, but what? So is it, man? Is it possible like that was their absolute A game, and now here we go, 48 hours later, they got to run it back one more time? I could say that, but then you could come right back and say, yeah, but what about that stretch in November when they beat everybody by 40, including Gonzaga, who at the time, by the way, was number one in Ken Pom.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's not fair offensively. They have too many scores and they're too good, especially with Mara down low and how it's just you can kick it out to these guys and knock down threes and it's no problem, and how they play with pace. I mean, it's one thing to be here and to be 36-3. They've scored 90 points in every game. It's nuts. So I'm with you if they're able to blow out UConn again. What we think of this team historically.
Oh, yeah.
When we go back and look back on this, which who cares? They lost to Purdue in the Big Ten final. Big deal.
Well, Purdue also turned out to be a pretty damn good team.
Sure,
overall.
Right. But it's also who you're playing week in, week out in a loaded conference, and you got all these bids too. The Big Ten was excellent. The ACC embarrassed themselves, and I didn't think UConn had it in them. And I know the listeners, people on the show, host for the network rather. There's plenty of UConn tickets out there and futures and. How are you going to, imagine you make it, but you're a 7-point dog. Shows you how good they are.
I'm holding UConn 16-1 from November 3rd. And so watching both these games on Saturday when it was apparent that Arizona was dead and buried, Michigan was still minus 160 to win the title. So I got down on that as a partial hedge bet on my UConn ticket because I think UConn I think they can keep it close tonight. Do I think they're going to win the game? It seems pretty unlikely, but again, it is Dan Hurley and the staff and the veteran guys, and if their threes are going in, they might be there at the end. But Michigan appears to just be an absolute machine at this point. I will say teams historically in this spot, Steve Makinen has good historical numbers at vsin.com. When title game favorites of 3 points or more, last 18 games are 15-3 straight up, 13-5 ATS. And that would be Michigan tonight. And laying that 6.5 right now, like they are at most books. By the way, they were touching 7.5 at a couple of books yesterday. Only twice in the last 25 years did the championship-winning team not cover the spread, meaning they won the game, didn't cover. Yeah. Duke won against Butler in 2010, did not cover. And the other one was Kansas against North Carolina in 2022 when they had to make that humongous comeback. I think they were, down by 15 at halftime against the Tar Heels to come back and win. So in the last 15 title games matching non-equal seeds, the better seed is 13-3 straight up, 11-5 ATS, and that would be Michigan tonight as well. And there's one more here. In the last 15 title games, they are trending lower scoring with under the total 11-4, producing 135.2 points per game on totals averaging 140.2.
Yep.
But that all comes down again to how many possessions we're going to have in the game.
Yes. I do think with humans, read over points, 14.5. And there's a plethora of props up at Caesars and Will Hill. Over 200 ways to bet the game. As I mentioned earlier, first basket, 34.5 seconds. 65 points each, minus 190. And then all the player props.
I like Karaban and Mullins to go over their threes. They're both plus 130 in that range, or a little bit better than that.
If you can go 6, the 6 each is 20-1.
Well, that's getting they have to make 6 each.
Yeah. How about the kill shot? Michigan goes on a 20-0 run. It's 100-1.
What's 10-0 run?
I think that's pretty cheap. I'll look at that. I'll get it for you.
I
saw that. I'm like, this team can pull it off.
It felt like the entire game on Saturday was a 10-0 run for Michigan.
Yes.
Like it just was one right after another.
That was too bad. Everyone was so excited for the game, and then it's okay. That's all she wrote.
That's one of the biggest disappointments that I can remember.
Will there be a 10-0 run? Is $1.05. Michigan themselves plus 110.
Oh boy, I got to look that up right now.
Each team to score 30 points in each half, $1.10. Oh. Michigan to win the game and have a 10-0 run, plus 150. No 10-0 run, plus 150. Michigan to win both halves, plus 155. Both teams to score in the second minute of the game, plus 175.
To score in the second minute of the game?
Yeah, second minute.
Huh.
2+ made threes in the first 3 minutes, plus 210. Michigan takes a lot of them.
Let me give you the...
Well, there be 2 10-0 runs in the game. 6-1. Well, they've done a good creativity here.
Michigan went on 41 10-0 runs over the year. They averaged 1.05 kill shots per game, according to Evan Maya. They only allowed 3 kill shots the entire year. That's it.
Did you read our buddy's write-up?
Gavin?
Yeah, what did Gavin say?
I did.
What did he say? Any takeaways?
Yeah, I had some notes on that.
Okay.
But I've read so many write-ups, including the ones at vsin.com, that I don't want to get anything wrong that he said, so I don't have it in front of me right now.
Michigan to win and make 15 threes. 18-1.
Wow.
Each team to score 85 points, 16-1. Each team to score 40-plus points in each half, 35-1. UConn on a 15-0 run, 35-1. Then they got all the player props, too, with the, combined stuff. And Reed's down to plus 350, most outstanding.
Yeah, he was 18-1 last week.
18-1, I know.
Would you look at UConn maybe in the first to 10, 15, or 20? Just they come out shooting threes and they happen to be going in. Because, again, Michigan is absolutely elite at the rim. And Reed's like the one option that UConn has down low.
I know. There have been some slow starts.
Yeah.
They struggled defensively against Howard. They were down against Bama. Okay.
All right. Major League Baseball today is coming up next. I had to take the low-hanging fruit again. Several overs are tantalizing in this matchup. I'll explain why coming up next.
So you're listening to this podcast because you want an edge. But what if I told you you're only halfway there? You've got the mindset. Now it's time to get the toolkit to match. Here's the thing. Pro bettors spend thousands on data and tools, but what they don't want you to know is you can get the same edge for a fraction of the cost with vsin Pro. With vsin Pro, you get access to expert picks, public betting data, prop projections, powerful tools, analytics, and more. Tap the link in the description and see why thousands of bettors are already using vsin Pro to cash more bets.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
It's a very busy Monday today in Major League Baseball as well. We have a rematch of the World Series as the Dodgers are in Toronto. This is Robleski against Scherzer.
Yeah.
Starters are 5-2-2 over their K-prop against the Blue Jays this year. Righties are 4-1-2. That includes 5 straight overs. And he has the second biggest edge to hit his K-prop at vsin.com using the Opta AI projections tonight, Pauly.
I see runs in this one. And the Dodgers have been great offensively. What a disappointment, the Blue Jays, and what happened in Chicago.
Swept.
They were supposed to, lost 4 in a row. They were supposed to do some damage here against this easy schedule, and it hasn't happened. 31 runs the last 3 games for L.A., number 1 in average and slugging. And I think they can get to max here, and at least go over 9. I don't mind that as well. Ohtani's reached base 40 in a row, and Freeman and the top of the order is if they finally got out of this funk as well. So I could see runs in this one. I think they can touch up max, and I don't really trust the Dodgers here in Robleski getting a start either.
You could go.
He's been bad in a couple starts.
There are so many ways to attack it when you want to do totals. You could do a team total over first 5 for the Dodgers. You can go first 3 game over. Between these two, Paul, if you think there's going to be runs early and often. First 5 over as well. And I don't disagree because that Blue Jays lineup can still be really effective. It did not go well against the White Sox, obviously, but, they still have guys that can hit. And to get that many runs on the board early could absolutely be a thing here.
Tucker, 5 for 10 last 3 games. Ohtani, career against Scherzer. 5 for 10 with a bomb. Big damage against him. Look at Ohtani props.
Yeah, we have a really good pitching matchup tonight between Seattle and Texas. It's Gilbert against DeGrom.
2 other disappointing teams.
So far, absolutely. And Gilbert, by the way, has been far from great. 2 starts on the year. Both of those, he went 5 1/3. He gave up 3 earned in his first start, 5 in the next one. He's had 7 and 6 Ks respectively. However, he does have very good numbers overall against the Rangers in his career. DeGrom only 1 start, 4 2/3. 6 hits, 3 earned, 7 Ks against Baltimore. Seattle 4-6. I don't even want to say this, but I put it in my notes anyway. They're a half a game up on the A's for last place. They have scored 37 runs, which is 3.7 a game, 8th worst in Major League Baseball to this point.
Well, we touched on Naylor and J-Rod, how bad he's been. He doesn't have an extra base hit yet, but he does own DeGrom hitting .455 against him.
And here at Circa, that first 5 total is 4. I would do the exact opposite of the Dodgers-Blue Jays game that we just talked about. I look at the under in the first 5, maybe even the first 3 in these two, with these two on the mound.
They did go 10-3 against them last year. They owned them, and they had a great ERA. Texas couldn't do anything against Seattle's pitching, and Texas not hitting as well. So I'm not gonna talk you off that.
All right, Braves are playing at the Angels.
How about this matchup?
A very good pitching matchup
Your
so far.
guy, yes. Sale. I think that Atlanta's too high, even though Sale's been money. But $1.75 on the road as Soriano's off to a great start.
Yep. Sale, by the way, projects for 8.94 Ks at Opta AI on vsin.com. So far on the year, 12 innings, 1 run. He's coming off a season where he had an ERA of 2.58 with 11.8 Ks per 9. Now, what to watch for with Soriano. 0 runs allowed so far in 2 starts. That's over 12 innings. Both starts were on the road. When you go back to last year, this can be a big thing for a full season, maybe even beyond that, the home road splits. Last year on the road, he was brilliant at 2.91 ERA with less than a half a home run per 9. At home, which is where he's at tonight, the ERA went up 3 runs to 5.9 and a home run per 9. So I'm not going to touch him tonight, although that number does look juicy to me.
He's owned them. 8-0 with a 1.24 career. Sale, total ownage against the Angels.
Right.
That is incredible. That's strong, but it's a big price. But, I want to go under 8. How good these pitchers have been. That's fine with me. I think it'd be a low-scoring game.
So this is a game that I'm absolutely involved in as the Astros are playing at the Rockies. Yeah. It's Cody Bolton making his first career start against Ryan Feltner. Hunter Brown to the IL for the Astros. Bolton has a lifetime ERA of 5.6 that's coming out of the bullpen. Feltner missed most of last season due to an injury. His ERA combined between 2024 and 2025 was 4.53, with FIP higher than 4, and he allowed more than a home run per 9. Now get this with the Astros. They're averaging 7 runs per game. They have scored 70 over 10 games played so far. They just scored 25 runs in 3 games against the A's in Sacramento. They hit double digits twice in that series. Christian Walker, career against Feltner, 5-9, 2 doubles and 2 home runs. I like their year fee. I haven't played it yet. I want to see if it's going to come down at all. I played the first 5 over, 5.5 minus 105, and I played the full game over 10.5 at 10. Full game over 10.5 in this spot. The Astros are scoring a ton of runs.
Yep.
Alvarez is absolutely mashing, and I'd like to play him to hit a home run in this game as well, but I haven't done that yet. But I think we're going to get runs here between these two.
All right, and I'll take the side. I think they keep it going.
Stros?
They lead the league in runs, extra base hits, OPS, yes. And I think they'll get to Feltner. $1.60 with the Astros.
Well, by the way, you called this last week, making his first start for San Diego. You're like, oh, boy, Marquez. And I'm like, hold on. Things might be looking up for him. And it was...
Not looking up.
Oh, boy.
He's got the worst ERA the last 2 years of any starting pitcher. Total fade material.
It was 6.7 alone last year.
Yes.
Bubba Chandler, elite prospect going for the Pirates. He's made 8 MLB appearances, so a very small sample size. 3.53 with the ERA. FIP 0.5. Pirates averaging 5 runs per game. Padres 3.56. It's $1.36 here at Circa. I think a little bit shorter. Does this?
Fishy.
It smells fishy to me.
Fishy. Since the Skeens start, their starters have a 2.13 ERA. Padres are 24th in runs. How much credit do we give them for beating the Red Sox? They got the worst record in the league. Pittsburgh 7-1 last 8 Chandler appearances.
I would make the Pirates at least $1.50 in this game.
I think the Pirates win. I don't think Marquez is going to do anything.
Yeah, it just
He's
seems...
batting practice.
It seems
been that way for
to
2
me.
years.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You get the Royals at the Guardians as well. I'll point out a couple of things here with K-props. It's Waka going against Bybee. Opposing right-handed pitchers are 6-0-1 under their K-prop against the Royals so far this year. Bybee's prop is 4.5. The Guardians use a bunch of guys out of the bullpen. This could be a game in which they try to get Bybee to go a good 5-6 innings to help out the bullpen a little bit. In the same game, as I said, it's Waka. Starting pitchers are on a 5-0 streak to the under against Cleveland with their Ks. Waka, 6.6 Ks per 9 last year, a 3.86 ERA, Bybee 4.24. I think maybe both guys stay under their K props in this game. would be an angle to consider tonight.
Yeah. Joe Ryan? What do we do with Joe Ryan? Did he be favored against Detroit? He was terrible last time out.
Yeah, he was.
Minnesota's last in average. It's going to be 30 degrees. And I know they've already tinkered with the lineup and moving guys around in Detroit. This is bizarre. They have the number one average in runners in scoring position. They have the worst average with no runners on.
That's funny.
That is so.
Yeah,
Joe Ryan's $1.20. It doesn't seem right.
I don't want to lay a price with the Twins.
Yeah.
Against, especially against a team like the Tigers. I will point out that looking at guys tonight for the Cardinals to go yard, as Zach Littell is on the mound for the Nationals.
Yes.
Right? So
second most home runs allowed last year.
Right, and that total was 36 overall that he gave up. That was 1.7 home runs per 9 innings pitched. Now, he did not start the last game. There was an opener to avoid the top of that Phillies lineup, but Schwarber got him anyway the next time around. He went 5 innings, gave up 6 hits, including 2 home runs. Like I said, Schwarber, Garcia went deep. St. Louis did play Sunday Night Baseball last night in Detroit. Now they're on the road again tonight. Gorman and Walker have 2 home runs each for the Cardinals this year. I don't know who you'd want with the Cardinals, but you can probably get some pretty good prices out there just because they're not very good. Walker would be the obvious guy to me that would pop tonight for a home run prop, but I don't get involved with too many of those.
Yep. Red Sox have to prove it to me as well. Bayo was terrible last time out. Boston has started 2-8 only 4 times in the last 80 years. But Woodruff and how is going, he's $1.25, and how the Brewers are hitting. Boston is not hitting. Milwaukee also they're going to do this again? Number 1 in run differential already?
I would say, yeah. And by the way, I'm going to shop for price on them to win that division.
Yes.
It's not going Cubs with that huge injury now to Horton on top of it. The Brewers are going to be players the entire regular season, I believe.
I think you're right.
I mean, look, signs are pointing up early on here for the Pirates anyway.
Yes.
For the people who are buying in on that team before the season started.
We're brought to you by ProfitX. If you're not on ProfitX yet, Masters Week, perfect time to start, and it's here. The Masters of Your Domain contest. New users get a side-on bonus up to $100 in bonus cash just for getting started, and the code is VSINMM. And during the Masters, make one play of $50 or more in any market. Any market, win or lose, you're entered to win a $1,000 golf prize. You get a round, a club, or a gift card to any golf apparel brand. Win or lose on your play, you're still in the running. Download the ProfitX app, use code VSINMM, make your first purchase, earn that bonus, and get in on the action at Augusta. Download ProfitX today, code VSINMM. No more bitching, no more complaining either, because we got the early starts on Amazon. We got it finally.
Everything's going to be covered?
Everything's covered. We're all good now. Early coverage.
That's great. We're going to continue with that, being Masters Week. I'll give you the rundown of bets that I've made over the course of the first few months of the golf schedule. Numbers that are available right now. Coming up on Follow the Money, it's VSIN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Follow the Money on VSIN.
I don't want to compare it to like Labor Day when you have college football starting, the NFL on deck. You have playoffs coming up in Major League Baseball, the start of the NBA and the NHL season. However, this week is second to that time of year. You concur? The Final Four title game, Masters Week.
Not bad.
Baseball just started. Playoffs right around the corner in the NHL and the NBA.
Here come the Cubs, Mitch. I told you we got to get in. Tampa Bay's bullpen's 8 and change. Terrible. Back-to-back doubles to start. Here come the Cubs.
Yeah, they're down 4-2 right now. What's the price on them to come back and win the game?
Plus 150.
Yeah, nobody out?
Yeah.
By the time this segment is over with, they'll probably be up like 6-4.
Yeah, it's a fun time of year. And the NBA at least got it right Sunday, where they're not going against the Masters. You're putting the games remember they were going in the morning and the afternoon?
Yeah.
We had that big Clipper Warrior game last year. It's like going against the final. Come on.
Now, do you recall this ever happening before? NBA games the night of the national title game? Has that been a thing recently because of the NBA Cup?
I want to say they stopped it for 5-6 years.
Oh, no, we never had games on Monday night. It was always the standalone for the college game.
Well, when UConn won it, I remember the Lakers were playing that night because Travis Knight, who played at UConn, was clapping, and they showed it on the Jumbotron. So I don't know when they threw him a bone and did him a solid. But
okay,
you're right how things have to change now with the with the schedule and the Cup and how they're playing 5-6 games tonight.
All right, so JVT and I are going to record the latest Pot of the Futures tomorrow. The one that we did, I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago, we talked about getting ahead on some of these numbers. For the Masters, I did bet a couple of guys on the Live Tour because they were absolutely dominating in recent events. Oh, Rays almost misplayed that one, and here comes a run for the Cubs right now. DeChambeau is in pocket for me at 15-1. I bet him on March 21st. He's now, I think the best price I saw was like 12-1. He won a playoff in Singapore at 14 under. They just battled to the death in a playoff, and he beat Rahm in South Africa at 26 under. I also have Rahm at 18-1 from February 18th. He's now, I think, second on the board, which is plus 910. Wow, I don't think he's going to go that low. But regardless, he was right there with DeChambeau in that playoff. He won in Hong Kong at 23 under. The event before that, he was 20 under, finished 3 back. The event before that, he was second, and he finished 23 under. So I got both those guys, and I was reading Dave Tyndall's 10-year trends report that he puts out every single year. I think he's based over in Europe for the Masters. And out of the 10 sets of criteria that go into his trends report, Jon Rahm popped as the guy who's going to win the event this year. Plus
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
Well, Scotty's got the baby bump.
Mm-hmm.
That could be good.
Had to take off this week.
I wonder if ratings go down because no Tiger, no Phil. Probably not. But, that hurts.
I also have this one doesn't look so hot.
I wonder if Indy Jeff will be involved with the top lefty. That's an interesting market
now with okay.
Yeah, right.
I have Morikawa 30. You can get a much better number on that. I'm reading right now that he's like day-to-day. He said his body's not in a great spot. I bet that March 6th, not looking so hot there. Got her up at 60.
Sure.
On February 6th when he was winning events. That's in the same neighborhood now. I got Siwoo Kim at 75. And I got Bridgman at 150-1 on February 21st. Those are the bets that I have as of right now, outrights in the Masters market. What are you looking at?
I bet a player not to have a bogey. No. I saw that was all over X.
Okay.
The dumbest bet you could make because it's never happened.
A bogey-free round?
Yeah, it's like 20 for the tournament.
Or for the whole tournament. Yeah, for the whole event.
It's like 24-1 only. They do offer it round 1 though at DK. Scheffler 7-1, Rahm's 9-1, Schauffele and Fleetwood are 10.
Mm-hmm. Look at how some of these numbers move. Cameron Young, because he won that event earlier this year, he went from 50-1 or higher. He's in the 20 to 24-1 range right now. Is anybody betting him at this number? But I guess that's what happens when you win an event. Now, Obear was like leading for much, this weekend anyway.
Yeah.
And then had a bad day again yesterday, and that's Sunday Obear, I guess, right? Because he's 17-1, and that's happened the last 2 years at the Masters. Well, last year anyway, when he fell on his face.
Well, I'm excited for Jeff on Wednesday and all the different ways that he bets things and finds props and what Wes has to say tomorrow. So looking forward to that and what they have.
Do you have the no hole in one?
Yeah, $1.60. Will there be a hole in one? Yes is $1.60.
And you're going to bet the no?
I have it. I like the yes.
Oh, you like the yes?
Yep.
Wow.
Usually happens on Sunday.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Well, especially on what hole is it? 12 or 16? I'm thinking about here.
I think it's 16.
16, I think, is where it comes. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. All right. We were broadcasting live at Stadium Swim last year. Remember the great Taryn?
That was fun. Taryn was on?
By?
Yep, absolutely. It was fun talking to Sydney, too. She needs to come on. Hired on the spot. Like the only gal in Stadium Swim history that's happened.
Well, I mean, she could apply for any job in the world, and I think I'd hire her on the spot.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Do you put any stock into the the Big East is 8-0 straight up in ATS in the title game since 2001. That means nothing tonight. Can't mean anything.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Exact opposite with the Big Ten.
It really is. They're 0-8 going all the way back. Straight up and ATS.
Well, they blew it. They didn't have to sweat anything if Illinois would have won. But that worries me a little bit. I mean, this team is a freight train and they're so good, but to be 0-8 going back and you haven't been able to do this, I'm rooting for them, and I want them to dominate college sports. We already know they dominate football, and they had an excellent job in the tournament and how they performed and making deep runs. And it'd also be nice to get Michigan off the schneid and get one for the first time since '89. And then you don't have to hear about the Fab Five anymore.
Well,
I mean, it bothers you.
You don't always have to win a championship to be considered the best team, in my opinion. But if they win this game tonight, they have to go down as the best Michigan team ever. Do you not agree with that?
Yes.
I mean, this team just appears to be completely loaded. By the way, a couple of tweets from Mark B. playing the cross-sport parlays, right?
Oh, there's so many UConn tickets out there. Oh, man.
Well,
and someone will win $1 million at DraftKings if they we'll talk to Edlow about that tomorrow, too. He put 77,000 on them at 13-1.
Here's ticket number one from Mark. $200 on a cross-sport parlay that pays more than $25,000. It was Miami to make the playoff, Michigan to win the title, and Oklahoma City to win the NBA championship as well.
Beautiful.
That's ticket number one. He's got another one that pays $10,000, and that was just with Miami to make the playoff and Michigan to win the title tonight. So a lot of people, I have nothing on Michigan as a future. I have UConn at the 16-1, so it makes it very difficult to kind of hedge on a team that's a $3 favorite to win the game.
How low did they go when they started steamrolling teams in the non-conference?
Plus 350 immediately at Westgate.
Okay.
They moved because they were watching the games and they moved it like, we don't want any money on this team. They're that good.
Yeah.
But here's the deal. Like, if you have Michigan at these big numbers or on these cross-sport parlays, your hedge bet is to take UConn plus the points. You can win it, and maybe a little bit on the money line as well, but you can win all your bets then. Michigan wins the whole thing by 6 points or fewer, and boom, you're going to cash that ticket as well.
This might be the one time, though, where, Humans always says just wait in play, you'll get a better number. But this is one where if, you want to do something in play, maybe to hedge. I mean, this could be 12-1 Michigan right out of the gates, though. How they jump on you.
That's exactly right.
So I keep saying, what if they don't knock down their threes, but they've been lights out the whole tournament, and they've been so good offensively. So back to your point, though, in thoughts, I mean, if they go 6-0 and score 90 points in every game and run every team out, it's an incredible performance.
Well, it's just like Saturday. If you had an Arizona future and you were trying to get involved during the game, you never had a chance.
That was so impressive. Everyone was so excited for that game, and then it's over 10 minutes in.
Best matchup in the history of Ken Palm's numbers going back to 1997.
Yep.
Meaning his two highest power-rated teams in the same year that ever played. Blown out. How many teams could do that to Arizona? Like, if they played 10 times, how many times would that happen?
I know.
It appeared to be a very bad matchup for Arizona.
Right.
Like, that was not a fluke. I think if they played 10 times, that could happen multiple times.
Right. So you're concerned, though, now I got to do it again. Or, can I do that? Not that I'm supposed to win by 30.
Right.
But after I'm off a great performance. I guess you could say some of the guys didn't play well and didn't shoot well, and they still ran them out.
Well, here's what you need. Think about this for a second. If you have UConn, even with the points tonight or to win the whole thing from earlier in the year, you suddenly have to have Michigan's worst game in the tournament by a mile.
Right.
Okay.
And can you score? Was a healthy Duke right there with them? Was that the best team? They beat them.
Had to be.
Duke's got to be sick tonight watching this.
They killed Michigan on the glass. Can UConn do that?
I say no.
Yeah, probably not.
No. You're tired of Cappers lying about their record. Juice Reel just dropped an update that makes that impossible. Connect your books directly into Juice Reel and get in-depth analytics on your own betting, plus access to what the very best bettors on the platform have their money on. The days of Cappers faking their profits are over. Tail proven winners on Juice Reel. Download it now. Juice Reel, R-E-E-L. Get it today, Juice Reel.
More basketball coming up next. This feels like a similar overreaction to the NFL MVP last year.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
We have a loaded hour coming up for the national title game. Mike DeCourcy, live from Indy, has covered college basketball for 30 years, the sporting news, and he is retiring after this season. Dallin Cuff on the program, our best bets overall. Tim Murray as well, who's hosting VSiN Primetime NBA here, because something happened over the weekend that reminded me exactly what took place in the NFL MVP market this year when Matthew Stafford went to Atlanta and they lost the game outright, and he was a big reason why they lost that game, and the MVP favorite completely flipped And Drake May turned into a huge favorite, and Stafford was like plus 350. Like, this is a complete overreaction. I think the same thing is happening right now for the NBA Rookie of the Year. Again, that straw poll came out on Friday, moving Hornets rookie Con Knippel to minus 2,000, minus 2,500, which is a 95+% chance to win. Then Cooper Flagg goes for 51 on Friday and 45 yesterday against the Lakers, and it is now completely flipped, and now Flagg is a $2 favorite. You said that you listened to the Brian Windhorst podcast today. What did he and the others have to say?
So, number one, I question why a sports book would do this and overreact like this, where he's minus 250, then Friday morning, minus 2,500. Flagg goes for 51. He's down to 350. And then Flagg is now a 210 favorite after 46 or 45 against the Lakers. And Windhorst had a good point that he was just aghast and shocked that, number one, a sports book would think that these media people and voters are prisoner of the moment and would take a 2-game sample size and change their mind when you're playing over 80 games. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was an excellent point. So while he's been two unbelievable performances and unheard of what a rookie's done, it has been a unique year where he got off to such a bad start that one media member, was an asinine statement, said he'd be wouldn't be a top 6 pick in this year's draft. And then has been so good, but then got hurt, missed some time, and came back and was, some uneventful games. But I think winning games is a tiebreaker, and the fact that they're going to be in the play-in, and Dallas and Flagg, from a team standpoint, have had a nightmare season. I also didn't like what the Mavs did, where Vogel, kid gets kicked out of the game, they're getting their asses kicked, Vogel comes in and puts them back in so we can get to 50. Mm-hmm. But I just can't believe the overreaction by the sports books. And I'm with you that I would still take Knippel, because on Friday, when Bontemps did the straw poll and he's talking to people who cover the league and actual voters, if he talked to 100 people and 80 of them said Knippel is going to win, and other people like Zach Lowe and respected people like Henry Abbott have said this isn't even close, I'm going to change my mind because the guy goes for 51 and 45?
Right. Not even close to all of a sudden after 2 days, I'm going to go with Cooper Flagg. I don't see it happening.
Well, how many guys were flippable? That's the thing. Did you have your mind made up?
Well, there
was only 4 games left. Was there anything he could do to change your mind? If he averages 40 a game in the last week, will that change your mind? Mm-hmm. I don't know, but I don't think there's enough voters that 80 guys are going to say, "Oh, wow, what a performance here the last couple of games. I'm going to have to flip it." Go with Flagg.
I think if they were flippable, I think it would have been closer than 80-20.
Uh-huh.
I think it would have been like 60-40 tops if they thought it was that close. Then there's something really to be concerned about here. Are you going to have more than 30 people change their mind? Because that's what it's going to take?
That's a lot.
I also loved what Zach Cohen here at VSiN tweeted. He said Ryan Rupert had 33, 10, and 10 yesterday. We really want to nudge Flagg ahead of Knippel because of April performances? It's a great point. And I hope that they're not going to overreact. So to me, I got to add more Knippel. But from a standpoint, every night that the Mavericks are going to be playing, you got to be betting Flagg with his props.
Oh, tomorrow's going to be crazy. Yeah, and it's going to be bombs away. How many shots he's going to take.
I wonder what he opens up at tomorrow.
They're 11.5-point dogs against the Clippers, and 235 is the total. Not to mention what he would do on the final day of the season. They're at home against the Bulls.
Well, he'll be, if he has a great week leading into that game, he'll probably be like 34.5 in the Bulls game. It'll be a crazy high number.
Well,
that might be a stretch. But
how high are they going to go? What if he scores 40 tomorrow? What if he scores 44 in the game after that? What, are they going to make him a $1,000 favorite? This guy just set a record for most threes from a rookie, and they're going to the playoffs.
On a team that was a 250-1 shot, by the way, to win their division, and they almost pulled it off.
I don't think we'll ever see this again. From 250 to 2,500 to an underdog in 3 days.
Yeah. And by the way, may I remind you, the Mavericks had some hype coming into the season. You bet their win total under, Pauly. What was that?
41.5.
There you go.
They were expected to make the playoffs or be in a play-in.
Yeah, not even close. Never even a thought. Hasn't played in a meaningful NBA game his entire rookie season. Let's stop. But again, to capitalize, like will Flagg be 29.5 tomorrow night? Is he going to score 30 plus? That's the question against how high do they go with this thing?
Yep.
And then how high do you want to bet it? Do you want to take 35 at a plus price, 40 at a nice plus price?
Well, especially if they're sitting all these guys. Yeah, he's going to take so many shots.
Right.
That's another one, yes. As far as tonight, I like the Atlanta Hawks. 16-4 ATS run. They've won 18-20 and trying to get that 5 seed. And I don't know what the Knicks' motivation is here. If I'm the Knicks, I think they screwed this up. That they just should have gone to the 4 seed and take on the Pistons in the second round. But also Alexander Walker, 19.5 his points prop. He's gone over that 6 of the last 7 and a big favorite now to win most improved. As Atlanta's had an incredible turnaround. Winners of 18-20. I think they keep it going tonight.
Oh, man.
It's kind of a yep.
I was going to say, hold on 1 second here, because if you're going to bet the Hawks, let it keep breathing here for a minute, because Caesars is down to a pick 'em.
Wow. Doesn't make sense to me.
I got to check the injury report now.
Okay. And the other one, to tie this in, because I think the Cavs are going to play the Hawks in the 4-5 game in the first round. The Cavs want the 4 seed, and they want Atlanta. They don't want to face Boston, and they don't want to see Philadelphia. So they push Philadelphia back and determine who their opponent's going to be. They win tonight, they're going to get the 4 seed. They're sitting a ton of guys. Jarrett Allen points prop over as a result. He's been awesome. But you're sitting guys. It's down to 13.5 against this horrendous outfit with Memphis. But you have 2 games against the Atlanta coming up after this. You sit everybody, you lose both to Atlanta. Voila, there's your matchup. It's all locked in, taken care of. There's your 4-5. And that's something to watch for and monitor the whole week here.
Let me point this out. Cavaliers as double-digit favorites, 19-4 straight up, at 4-19 ATS. They're by far and away the worst team in the NBA when it's that big of a number. They've also lost 6 straight games as double-digit chalk against the spread. Here's the nobody of note out for the Hawks, so they're just taking Knicks money. How about this now? Pistons still favored by 1.
I don't get that.
Cunningham, Harris, LeVert, Robinson, Stewart all out.
That shows you how bad the Magic have been.
I know it.
It's on a back-to-back, and they almost lost to the Pelicans. But this is an unmitigated disaster.
Well, now, hold on. Now, Anthony Black's available to play in the game.
Wow, this can't be. Detroit's got the 1 seed locked up, and you're sitting people. You're going to give up 4 picks for Bane, and you're going to be in the 9-10 game. That is a disaster.
And they just moved to 2 at Caesars.
Don't get it. How about Wemby props? Do you continue with the Wemby props? Or is it, well, what can we do? OKC's laying 14.5 tomorrow against the Lakers. Their magic number's 2 to get the 1 seed. Or is Wemby still on a mission tonight?
I think had they won that game against Denver, and they had that game, by the way.
They did. They blew it. If
they won that game, I'd be all on Wemby again. But because they lost that game, and now it's going to take a borderline miracle for them to get the 1 seed, I can't do it with Wemby.
35 points is plus 340. I would look at the rebounds over as well. I think he gets at least 15 rebounds.
How long is he going to play, though?
I know.
They could trot him out there for 18 minutes a game the final week if they wanted to, and really just be like, okay.
Yeah, but the comeback is he can put up 34 and 15 in 25 minutes. He's that good.
Yeah.
And what he can do. But they had 3 shot clock violations in the last minute of regulation and overtime. And that was a good learning experience, because they're going to leave Fox and Castle open. They got to make them pay, and they didn't make them pay. But they also were up 4 late.
Yeah.
Can you believe the Joker shot? Again, it goes back to these people. They don't play. No, the shot-making ability is unbelievable, out of this world.
Yeah, the people who think that there's no defense ever played in the NBA, and I saw it all weekend long on Twitter, they have no idea.
We're brought to you by Profit X. Masters Week, perfect time to start. Masters of your domain. New users get a sign-up bonus of $100 just for getting started, and the code is VSINMM. Make one play at $50 or more on any Masters market. How about Fitzpatrick, top 20? He's made the cut, finished top 20 every time. Win or lose, you earn an entry to win a $1,000 golf prize of your choice. It can be a round of golf, a club of your choice, or a gift card. Win or lose, you're still in the running. Download the app now, Profit X, code VSINMM. Make your first purchase, earn it, and get in on the action at Augusta. Profit X, get it today, code VSINMM.
We go to Indy next. National title game. Mike DeCourcy's covered the sport for decades, calling it quits after tonight. Is this the best Michigan team ever?